Are you offering or do you write copy for someone offering training courses and programs? If so, pay close attention. I'm going to share with you a proven way to get basically more leads and more clients for training programs. I'm Justin Hitt with Ad Briefing's Copywriting Tips. Think back to the days of Jeff Paul. Jeff Paul had free recorded message hotlines. Now think about this. Today when we call most places, we end up getting voicemail. We end up getting someone who's not really helpful. The free recorded message line is basically a lead capture device where when someone calls in, they basically leave their name, phone number, address, and then kind of a question. Now, this is the same information they're going to leave when they call your office and they leave a message. But what you're doing is you're presenting the expectation that there won't be a person answering the phone. Now, I know a lot of you guys like to get email. A lot of you guys don't want to deal with phone messages. But phone messages, you can get a hotline, a phone number they can call in. You can put a voicemail on there. They can leave their message and it'll get transcribed. But why does this work? So first off, if they're selling training, very often you have different kinds of training. You might have a whole catalog of 45-minute to 90-minute courses that are available online. You might have a multiple day, like a 3-day training course. You might have a multiple week or specialized consulting services where you come out on site. All of this is too much to give to somebody all at once until you understand what it is that they're looking for. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to have a one-page flyer, whether it ends up being a PDF or you actually print it out and stuff it in packages or you use it in a mail campaign. This one-page flyer is going to be specific to the audience in which would attend the particular course. So you might have courses for homeschool and student groups. That page is going to have courses designed specifically for that group. They're going to be courses that probably happen between 9 and 3 during the day. There might be telecourses. There might be courses that are hands-on, classroom-oriented, because again, that course is targeted towards students. And what it does is it gives them a succinct picture of what they're looking for. But at the bottom, you can write for additional courses, consulting, and educational opportunities, call recorded message, and then you give a phone number, and then they can write to an address. Either way, you're going to generate a lead. You're going to generate a full amount of contact information so you can follow up. And they have the opportunity to describe what courses they would like to attend. The reason we restrict the flyer to a single page is to show, by showing a limited number of options, you don't confuse the prospect. Plus, you've given the prospect an opportunity to ask for more information, and they may ask about a course that you could provide, but you don't currently provide. So we're not writing a catalog, we're simply writing a flyer. Now, you can also have a flyer based on your overall audience, rather than a specific, but describes certain types of courses like everything that would be in a one-day course. So someone's looking for training and education, and they want something they can do easily at home or on site and only spend one day. Okay, so you're going to have your one-day courses sheet. A separate sheet would be your multiple-day courses and the larger topic courses, such as one of the things that I do is actually a coaching program. So you would have a flyer with the one-day courses, and then you'd have a flyer with the coaching programs. Now, you might be saying, well, Justin, this seems like I'm making a lot of extra work having different flyers, but think about it. When someone calls in and says, hey, I'm looking forward to training in direct mail, you can ask the question, are you interested in one-day courses to refresh your skills or get started? Or are you interested in more intense courses where you might go hands-on and produce actual direct mail pieces? Do you see what that does to your brain? Can you see how somebody now has an A-B choice? And the A-B choice helps you decide what information to send to them. So they say, no, I'm interested in one-day training. I just want to refresh my skills. They're almost setting themselves into a market segment by how they describe who they are in their position. Now, once you get them into the one-day courses, of course, upsell into the multiple-day courses. You may find out that they have additional needs, such as consulting, or they may have needs in actual somebody delivering the work for them. But what you've done, rather than overwhelm them with all of the course options, which they can, of course, get on your website, they can get in a catalog, you are now going direct with something specific. So if you go direct with the one-day courses and they're like, wow, one-day courses are interesting, but I'd want more intense, maybe even spend a week on this, you can then have them, they can call in and ask for additional information. They got a taste of what's available. The additional information sent to them is a separate piece, which means a different connection. And ultimately, you're setting up the sale. Engagement doesn't matter. How many times they download the form doesn't matter. How many times that you print these flyers and hand them out doesn't matter. What matters is the leads you generated, interested in specific things, and the signups that you have for the courses. Now, before we wrap it up, here's something else that's important. Your course programs, whether it's in a catalog format, which might lay out all of your courses, which technically is just a compilation of all your individual category flyers, that's something you'll give after you've had a few interactions. They've been a customer. They bought a book, report. They've hired you for some small job. That's what you're going to include after the fact because they have bought into you a little bit. Otherwise, it's just the big catalog just gets thrown in the trash. The individual flyers or those opportunities to add a little bit extra. Let's say you're doing a prospect newsletter every month. This month, you put in the flyer for the one-day courses. Next month, you put in the flyer for the study at home telecourses and webinars. The next time, you put in a flyer for the multi-month or week intense courses. The next time you have your coaching courses. Can you see how this gives you an opportunity to show up in different ways? But essentially feeding that pipeline to specific categories of services or specific categories of opportunities. So whether you're writing for a client who has training programs and courses, or you're writing for yourself, offering training programs and courses to set up some kind of a consulting engagement, the specific nature of your approach matters. It helps the customer or the prospect start thinking about themselves engaged in such a course. It allows you to write more copy because you're only really covering 3 to 5 things on a page. You may have a large course catalog. It also helps you show up over the course of a year and present either time relevant or seasonally relevant courses or overall build out the descriptions of your courses. Now, eventually all this can go into a catalog, but we don't want to give that catalog up front. That catalog up front is overwhelming to the prospect who is in their seeking mode. And not until you've confirmed their interest do you want to provide a product. It's sales materials if you just shove it in their face the first time you interact with them. It is a resource if you understand their needs and provide them the most appropriate flyer or catalog for their needs. I want to thank you for listening. I'm Justin Hitt with Ad Briefings, Copywriting Tips, where we help copywriters, marketers, and business development professionals build their agency level performance 7 figures or better in the field of marketing. You can get more information and ask questions at www.adbriefing.co.uk. Simply go to the contact page and contact us and let us know what kind of information you'd like to learn or what kind of problems you'd like to solve in your business. Thanks for listening.